What's up, y'all? It's Jungle Julia having a sit down with,
Sonia Soul.
and we're here at the CAF, and we're just gonna get into the nitty gritty. We're gonna get into her business, see where she's from and where she's going. So, first of all, you've been here for how long?
In
Like in
Connecticut.
Connecticut, yeah, back in Connecticut.
Um, like a few months. I got back the end of August.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So I was all over this year, really, like Europe, Latin America, um, many places.
Oh my
But
gosh. Okay. Well, you're back home. I mean, you were born and raised in Hartford, right?
yes,
And I mean, your background is so, it's just, I don't, I mean, it's full of culture, it's full of color. You're Lebanese, Jamaican, Spanish,
yes,
right?
yes.
How do you feel like that's kind of impacted your decision to get into music? I mean,
Mm.
all of those cultures are super artistic, super
Yeah,
creative.
yeah, for sure. I feel like, I mean, with that background and obviously growing up in Hartford, which is a very diverse city,
Mm.
um, I always loved music, and I was looking back actually at videos because I used to throw house parties, and we used to have like the basement parties used to be crazy, and I always used to create the playlists on my computer,
Okay.
and I'm realizing now like I always loved curating music and sounds, and of course like back in the day it was like a lot of daggering to like RDX and like just so many different, obviously like Jamaican music, Latin music, so many different sounds. And so that's obviously carried into like my sounds today, fast forward. But yeah, a lot of like my whole background does play a lot of roles in the sounds that I play today.
Absolutely. And I mean, you come from a background of music. Your dad is a musician, right?
Yes, yes.
And I know you performed with him. I think, when did that start?
Yeah, so that was like in high school. He invited me on stage with him to just kind of get used to being on stage. And so I
So
think
he
I
knew
was
he had a
15.
talent. That, well,
He definitely wanted to like push the music for sure because my grandmother is a pianist as well,
oh,
and
wow.
her father was a musician and his father was a musician. So it's like a whole line of artists on my dad's side musically. Even on my mom's side too. We have so many musicians in the family. Bro, my cousin is the backup singer for Protege
Oh my God.
in Jamaica, and like it's just so wild to see on both sides how the music runs deep. But um yeah, basically my dad kind of when I was in high school invited me to be on stage, and then the gigs kind of just continued from there with the live music side of things. So it was a lot of singing instruments. I used to play the cajon, the little hand drum, different
Oh,
things.
yo.
Yeah.
Cancel just happened.
hmm
This is your second?
Second official year, yeah. The first year we did like a pop up. It wasn't called Campsole at this point, but like yeah, this was like our second official year doing Campsole.
Okay. And I mean, it was amazing. I have never camped before. I know so many people who've never camped before. It was beautiful. It was community
Yeah,
oriented. I mean, it felt so organic and it felt so Sonia, quite frankly.
that makes me so happy.
How did that concept come about for
Yeah,
you?
for sure. So Camp Soul is definitely a huge mix of so many things that I love. And I have been traveling for a while and going to so many different music festivals. And that's probably my favorite place on earth in general is like being at a music festival in a beautiful location. And I feel like we lack a lot of cool shit in Connecticut because of rules and regulations. Number one,
Mhm.
maybe there's not enough space, maybe there's not enough people for the demand, but there hasn't been a festival, especially a camping festival for people like in our scene for the music that we want to hear. And I feel like with Camp Soul, um, I kind of just wanted to like, yeah, bring that to Connecticut. And the first year, it wasn't even a festival. Like I said, it was a pop up, but I had just put out like a little thing like, hey, we're going to like film a DJ set in the woods at this location if you want to pull up. Like it's going to be at some park. And hella people came. And I had no idea that that many people were going to show up. And it just like from there it solidified, oh, I know what I want to do with this.
Mhm.
And so it kind of just grew into what it is now. But for me, I want it to feel like a fairy wonderland for adults at camp, summer camp. Like you could feel like a kid again, but feel safe and have fun, not feel judged, and also have all the music that we want to hear. So, yeah.
That I mean, everything you just said, I feel like at least from a an attendee's perspective was embodied. It was like rejuvenating.
Yeah.
And I at least for myself, like I was scared. Like I was scared. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be in nature,
Yeah.
out in the trees, the
Yeah.
spiders.
Yeah.
But thinking that I knew it would take a lot out of you, right? To
Yeah.
be planning this, to be figuring it out. But it seemed like afterwards you were like almost
Yeah,
energized.
for sure. I honestly was. I literally had a flight to Salt Lake City the next couple, like 2 days after that. So I had to leave and I couldn't even process what had happened because I was like, oh, gotta go to Salt Lake City. So I had went and then came back and then I started to like actually process what happened. But it definitely leaves me energized and just like more excited for future projects. Like I feel more creative and I know what I want to do to improve next year's Camp Soul and also just with more time because we did that shit with 4 weeks. Like that was
You
it.
planned that
I
in four
secured the
weeks?
spot September 1st.
That's
I
insane.
saw the spot September 1st and then the festival was September 27th.
Yeah.
So for all that to come together the way it did in that amount of time, I'm like, wow, what happens when we have 7 months, 8 months to
Right.
plan? Like, so I'm really excited because the year before that, it was only 2 months. I mean, 2 months, sorry, 2 weeks. 2 weeks like planning.
I saw the next day, because one thing about Sonia, she's on the go. You're literally at the drawing board
Yes, we were at the drawing board.
planning the third year. I'm like, yo, she
That's
hasn't
so
even
true.
slept. I feel like
Yeah.
you 2 days, you're performing, I mean, it was electric, honestly. That's the only way I
Thank
can
you.
describe it. And
Thank
it
you.
felt so everyone felt connected.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
there wasn't a space for judgment. It was
Right.
and so is that like that's like the I guess I don't even know.
That's the embodiment of it all. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Like the goal, what do you want?
yeah.
That's what you want people to walk away with?
I think I'm not like even this, like the messages I received after this year's Camp Soul have been so mind-blowing to me because it's like people sending deep messages about how their like soul needed that experience. And people sent me messages saying that they cried under the tree and like let go of shit that they were like holding on to because I feel like there was a lot of spaces that allowed people to kind of feel yeah, like safe like we were saying but grounded to the earth and that's like a big thing for me. I feel like we've lost touch with humans like being grounded to what, you know, mother nature. And so that mixed with music, I feel like just is a recipe for a healing experience. So yeah, the takeaway for sure is like I want people to feel like it's not just a place to like, oh, get fucked up and can I swear here? I don't know. Can I swear?
Hell yeah.
Okay. It's not a place to just like, yeah, you know, do that type of stuff. Like you can go somewhere and get an experience, listen to good music, meet good people, get make connections. I want people to like leave having a connection that was made. And again, everyone had said that that's like what happened. So
A
I'm
thousand
so
percent.
happy. Even at Cafe 9,
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was, but this guy had came up to me and he was like, "I just want to tell you like after the sound bath that reset my brain in a way that like I really needed." And I was just like, wow, that's all I wanted was for people to gain something from the experience, you know?
There were so many familiar faces. There were so many people that not only came out to support you, but to like help you make
Yes,
it
for
happen.
sure. Shout out to Josh. That man is crazy when
He
it
was
comes to,
zooming on that
yeah,
damn
the
golf
golf
cart,
cart.
girl. He was
The
whipping
golf
it,
cart.
mustache blowing in the wind.
Bro, the golf cart. Like, yeah, that's an iconic moment. That's an iconic
You
moment.
can't, he can't have that kind of power though.
Bro.
He was going so crazy.
Bro, the golf
It
cart.
was so cool to see
Yeah.
though. Like you had I saw people from Bridgeport all it was in Plymouth.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to keep it in Connecticut? Is this something that you
I
want?
do. I mean, like, so I've done pop-ups in Costa Rica. I'm gonna have the Camp Soul brand kind of like be everywhere. And, we'll do parties wherever I am, I guess. But the main event is gonna be for sure in Connecticut. And even bringing talent, like we had Sheck Dash, we had Omar, we had
Eight.
artists that like traveled to come play. And I only know that's gonna grow and have artists next year come from Europe. And it's going to allow for, again, people in our scene and communities to like really understand what we have going on here and want to come see Connecticut, want to play it like in Connecticut. I really feel like it's a way to bring people to our area. So,
I
yeah.
definitely think so. I feel like it's opened a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah.
I was watching Tyler Cave's TikTok,
Yeah.
and he was saying how cool Connecticut actually is. And obviously being inside of the creative scene, it's easy to see,
Yeah.
right? But anyone who's outside of it who doesn't take the time to kind of explore and try things,
Mhm.
like it's
It's on them at that point.
you know what I mean? Like even driving here, the leaves are changing. It's so New
Yeah.
England. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's so much space.
Yeah.
So it's just really dope to see you lean into that and just big up CT. Like
Yeah.
people big up CT, but like that's really bigging up CT. You know what I'm saying? Growing the
Yeah.
community,
Yeah.
bringing people here, showing them what Connecticut's about.
For sure. For sure.
Oh
So,
my
I'm just
gosh.
happy we could do that, that the community could do that, and yeah.
And like, is there anything crazy that we should look forward to next year without you spoiling anything? Look, the smile tells it all,
Next
honestly.
year. I mean, yeah, I think I'm just looking forward to, new places to unlock and like, people to meet. Like I also right before I didn't even sorry, to jump on the Camp Soul thing really quick. Like the week before Camp Soul, I had to DJ a festival in Ibiza. And so like I had to leave the planning portion of everything to go do that. And that also for me was like a huge pivotal moment cuz I met so many people that felt like I was supposed to meet, and Ibiza now is going to be a place that I feel like I'm going to be going back to often
Mhm.
and returning to next year. So for sure in 2026, like I'll be seeing more of Ibiza. And I think just, yeah, like new tours, new experiences. I think I'm going to be doing an Asia tour next year.
Ooh.
So that'll be like a whole new world for me. And yeah, I'm super excited.
You spoke a lot about traveling. That is obviously a huge part of your career, part of what you do. How do you kind of wind down in
Mhm.
between? Because I feel like you're just always running. Every time I open your story,
Yeah.
I'm seeing a new location
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. That's something I need to work on because even as you know, when you guys saw me come in here, I was flustered. But I think that's just because I'm always on the go. I don't have like a home and I don't have well, when I'm in Connecticut, I don't have a car. So like I've just been kind of like a gypsy essentially, like roaming this earth. But I definitely do need to figure out ways to unwind. Because right now, for me, I can tell you it's being in nature, which is also why Camp Soul makes sense. But like nature and solitude and quiet is like key for me because I am just in such loud and active environments all the time. It's low key making me like a little weird. Not weird, but like I think I'm on the spectrum. I'm not saying that to be funny. I actually think I'm on the spectrum. So
I
like
mean,
aren't we all? But
hello.
as I'm getting older and like I feel like just I need that decompression and quietness. Otherwise, I start to like bug out. So, I really think for me that's just like key. Nature, trees, water, and alone time is like all I need,
Yeah, you
and
have
then
to
I'm good.
recharge.
Yeah.
It's when you're a star, hello. It's so difficult to navigate rest.
Yeah. Yes.
It's so difficult.
Yeah. And even coming home, like I So I did a 2-month residency in Turkey, and I was in Turkey this year, and I had injured my back, and so being out there really, like, kind of forced me to try to take a break because if you're on go 24/7, like, you're just more prone to injuries or, like,
Yeah.
and I feel, thank God, like, knock on wood, I haven't been sick, this year, and I think just, like, maintaining vitamins and, like, vitamin C, multivitamins, doing all that stuff, and really just, like, meditating and journaling as well is so important and has helped me to stay kinda, like, grounded, um, but yeah, I feel like those are, like, the main things, and that's why being home too, I've just been in physical therapy, trying to fix my back, taking the time that I need, so that way when I'm back on tour, I can kinda, like, be okay.
Yeah, and be like doing backflips
Yeah, doing the
and all the things you
backflips,
do,
doing the backflips.
all the amazing things you do. So we talked a little bit about your background. Your dad's a musician, so there's a lot of music on your mother's side as well.
Mhm.
I know you moved to Costa Rica in 2018, fresh off the graduation,
Yeah,
which is wild to me.
yeah,
21, just making a crazy decision like that, but I really do. I admire that about you.
thank you.
I mean, why did you go to
Mhm.
Costa Rica?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was just, like, something in my soul told me I needed to be there, and, it was such a blessing also to kind of find myself musically there because when I got there, I was used to doing the live music stuff with my dad, but having, like, the band that formed for me with the friends that I met there was
Mhm.
so beautiful and happened so organically. Because yeah, prior to DJing, I was just doing live music, and so I had Angel who plays guitar, I had Shaggy on the bass, Josue on the saxophone, and it was, like, more of a reggae, neo soul, and R&B band,
Oh, wow.
and that was, like, pretty much the main genres that we did, and then, yeah, from there, that was, like, where my passion for music was really born even more so than before because I was able to express myself musically, like, my way and not, maybe my dad's way or whoever, I appreciate him for everything he's taught me, but I wanted to be able to express myself
Right, and kind of
on my own.
blossom
Yeah,
into your own
in my
person.
own person. Yeah.
I think that's beautiful, first of all, getting the opportunity to almost separate yourself,
Mhm.
not only like sonically, but also in terms of your career and the
Mhm.
trajectory,
Mhm.
right? How did you transition from a live band into what you're doing now? You're like an open
Yeah.
format DJ, you're touring. How did you go from a live band in Costa Rica to world touring
Yeah.
DJ?
So, yeah, I think it all really happened during the pandemic because everything shut down. There was no way to survive at that point, especially in Costa Rica. And the live music had to be put on hold. And so, thank God I had purchased like a little controller before everything shut down.
Mhm.
I was super inspired by my friend Corey in Chicago, and he was like the first person to kind of introduce me into DJing. So big up Corey. Every time I like think about that little Newmark controller that he had, and I was so fascinated with it. So yeah, I had purchased that, had it in Costa Rica, everything shut down, and that really allowed me to just kind of sit in my room and have fun with it. Cause like I wasn't sat there like, oh, I want to be a DJ. It just genuinely happened
Right.
at, on its own on a natural progression. And it just made so much sense that it did happen the way it did because I think for me, I really love to kind of like curate things and be like a solo show sometimes. And with a band, it's like you can't do that. You need the full band.
Right.
Um, and it just made it easier to travel on my own and go to new places like that. But that's kind of how the whole transition started. And when everything opened back up, I was able to kind of like be like, hey, I'm kind of DJing for fun now. Can I just try to do this at your place?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how it started. So Jaco, Costa Rica was like really the birth of the DJing for me.
Yeah, I mean you said you were DJing like bashment parties in high school,
Oh,
like you
well,
were going
yeah,
all the way back. Yeah,
yeah,
like
because I would like put like I wasn't actually DJing, but I was like controlling the music,
yeah.
so it just made sense, like the natural progression of it. I wanted to control the music. I knew what people wanted to hear even back then and like what to play so people could kind of just
Catch
turn
the
up,
line.
catch up. Yeah,
Sonia,
facts,
hold
facts.
on, hold on. Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so dope. That's such a throwback. Like basement parties, I can't. The nervousness. Oh my God, you look back. Oh, is he cute?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God.
girl. And if he wasn't,
Bro.
you had to navigate that composure. You
Yeah,
had to
that's
kind of
so
a little bit away. Listen, man,
bro,
the art of a house party is truly lost, I swear,
honestly, like
because
that.
where the
Yeah.
bangers at?
Yeah, it's so funny because even Josh, we were talking at the on and on set, like at Cafe 9, and it was the duo that had went on before me. They were so
They
incredible.
went stupid.
It like, wow, how do you say their
I don't even know. OSS.
OSSX?
Yeah,
They're amazing. I'm like just was put onto them and I'm blown away by them. But we were literally saying like this feels like a house party, and
it
it had
did.
that vibe of like everyone's kind of close together, but not in like an overbearing way. It was
There
it
was like a
was
dance
nice. There was a dance
circle.
circle,
Yeah,
the
lights.
lights, the fog. It was just yeah. So the art of a house party, yeah, we need more of that for
A
sure.
thousand
Yeah.
percent. And like on a more technical level, I
Mhm.
mean, what's your process for curating a set?
Yeah.
How do you go about that?
For sure. So I play such a wide range of music, and I love so many sounds, like global sounds, really like influences from all over the world. But when I'm planning a set, I love to kind of just sit there with my music, go through my music, and just organize a little playlist, like for what I might want to play for the event. Depending on the set, like some bigger recorded sets, I do like to plan out some of the transitions that I know would sound really good.
Okay.
But most times I'm just throwing songs into a playlist and letting the vibe flow on the night because I do think over planning sometimes can like be detrimental for me personally.
Mm.
Because you have to
Creates like
adapt.
pressure.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pressure. And like you also just want to feel the vibe of the crowd. Like you never know who's going to be in the room. You don't know what to expect. You can't
Anticipate that.
anticipate that.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have to go with the flow. And I feel like that's a big part of planning my sets as well, is just knowing I'm going to go with the flow, but have the key core things that I do want to play. And it's just research as well. Like I always research where I'm going
I was gonna
if I'm booked for
say
something. Yeah, like I
the
think the
venue, the
venue,
crowd,
everything.
their socials, what
Right.
kind of crowd do they attract?
Literally,
Like,
literally.
what do DJs play here usually?
Right,
Yeah.
right. And then it's like with that research, it's like, okay, from there, like, I can go this route with this kind of twist on it, versus whatever. And it's fun that way. Like, even in Salt Lake City, I knew it was more of like a rave kind of underground place. And they had a bass stage, so I could go deeper in my
Hmm.
bass bag because I knew they appreciated that music. Um, and it varies. Like, same thing if I'm doing like a carnival party in London.
Of course.
I'm gonna be playing pure dance hall all night and like get deeper in that bag. So it's like, yeah, it just kind of depends for sure. But I do stick to the electronic music usually, but I play everything.
Yeah, I mean, you spoke about going from, in the band, you're doing neo soul, you're doing,
Yeah,
kind of, I don't want to say softer, but
for sure.
R&B. Like, how did you kind of
Yeah,
grow and transition into global sounds, more
yeah.
electronic?
Well, it's funny because everyone that like knows me actually knows I hate R&B. To DJ, I love to sing
I got so
R&B.
scared just then.
Yeah, no, no. I
A
love to
lot of people would be
sing.
scared here.
Yeah, I love R&B. I love to sing R&B. I love soulful acoustic settings, like
Hmm.
intimate, sexy vibes. And I love to listen to R&B when I'm driving home. But as an artist, as a DJ, for like my passion of what the music I want to make and the music I want to perform and be on festival stages and jump up and down, like I'm not jumping up and down to R&B. Like
Right, right.
so I definitely lean more into the higher, fast paced music. But the transition was easy because it's just two different worlds. Like
Yeah.
my live stuff is just different. And even now, the music I want to make, like I said, more electronic based, but like the K Tronada stuff is soulful. It's
Hmm.
it's house, but like with R&B elements. Like I can sing over house music and it's
Yeah.
still faster and like fun for me to perform. And even with drum and bass and jungle, like I love liquid drum and bass, and that to me is extremely soulful because you can have a drum and bass track and break the track down and like instead of being in double time, like you're like literally in half time. So it's like turns into an R&B. Like not to get too technical, but like drum and bass is usually around like 88, 85 to 88 BPM.
Mhm.
That's the same BPM that like a lot of R&B tracks are at. It's just double the time. Like it feels faster because the beat is faster, but when I sing to drum and bass music, it just has a soulful element. So yeah, like jungle is just it's amazing and big up the UK for that and Jamaica for that because those elements come from, dub and sound system culture in
Right.
Jamaica.
We kind of briefly we were talking about how there's this feeling or idea that electronic music isn't black, and I feel like that's, and not just black, but it's not ours,
Yeah,
right? Like, and that's just not true.
that's not true.
I've been learning so much. There's been so much discourse,
Yeah.
Twitter discourse, on the origins of all of these things. You
Oh
hear
yeah.
African drums, you go back to
Almost every genre is black music. It period. Like
hello.
so for people that like try to say it's not, like they actually just don't know what they're talking about and I feel like there's just this misconception as well with like the frat bro
Mm,
like kind of
EDM.
EDM
Yeah,
bros.
yeah,
That's like that's not it is a part of electronic music
right,
under
but it's
the
not all of
umbrella,
it.
but it's not all of it.
Right.
I mean, think about it like yeah, there's no way to just generalize electronic music. So I feel like that's another thing for me, which I've tried to push for like a long time is that influence like first of all paying respects to where it comes from
Hello.
and being proud of like what it is and like wanting to play it. And I feel like that's been a huge shift that I've seen in the past few years versus like when I was growing up here.
And the final thing I want to close out on kind of is, I feel like all of your craziest sets, the one song that like stands out to me is Everybody Loves the Sunshine
Hmm.
by Roy Ayers.
Hmm.
Was it Ubiquity? Was that the name
Of
of
the
the
of
album
the album,
itself? I think it
I
was,
think so.
right?
I don't know.
What is your connection to that song? Because you
Yeah.
have this like crazy mix that you do. I feel like at Camp Soul, you were standing on this glass table. It was terrifying, but everybody was in awe. We were all like, "What? How did she
Yeah.
even get up there?" I remember having a conversation about that.
Yeah.
But you get up there, and it's just kind of like something takes over.
Yes, yes. That is, yeah. Shout out Mercury, first of all, for the glass table because, yeah,
And the
Mercury
setup,
went
the
crazy.
globe
The
too,
setup,
was
Mercury went
crazy.
insane on the art installations.
Yeah.
Like, that was, yeah. But, that song for me, I don't like, there's a few songs, and top three, that's one of them, and Gypsy Woman's another, but those two specific songs, like, I will always feel like I just need to get up on something and be
Mhm.
elevated and like feel the song with the people. Um, and my name is Sonia Soul, so in Spanish, soul is sunshine or like sun, but like, you know. And I just feel like everybody loves the sunshine. It just resonates so much with me based off living in Costa Rica with the sun and like my name being Soul. And I don't know, it just, yeah, I think
It
that
just calls to
it
you.
just calls to me. And so every time I can play it, I do. And I feel like it's such a feel good song and a great way to end sets. And yeah, I play the DMB like remix of it. So it's like the classic song but high energy, electronic music. Yeah.
It feels like sunshine.
It does. It
Yeah.
does feel like sunshine. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, Sonia. Thank you for sitting
Thank
down with
you.
me. Happy birthday
Thank you. My
before it
birthday's at
happens.
midnight. We're filming this on October 20th, 2025.
Okay. And we're at the calf. Jungle Julia. And thank you. Bye.